Hare Krishna. I'm Malini Devidasi, founder director, Ashram Intellectual Creativity and Education Consultancy. Ashram ICEC is based in Bhopal and it runs a preschool. I run some guidance classes here at the center for children aged between 6 years to 12, 14, 15, 16, whatever, school children come, whatever age group comes here. Beside that, we also conduct Bhagavad Gita sessions because it is a cultural educational center for women and children. And based on this, yes, of course, Ashram ICEC is a very, very, very minuscule organization, so to speak, and perhaps we don't have any standing as far as the bigger education industry is concerned. However, Gaurangis is a preschool that is an academic initiative by Ashram ICEC, and it has been running really well for the last 2 years. And based on the experience with parents, with children who come to the center for different events, on different occasions, I have very serious suggestions for Government of India, especially Ministry of Education. Having been into the education industry for more than 16, 17 years now, and also having had the experience of being a professor in different management and engineering institutions, leading management and engineering institutions in Bangalore and outside, I have very, very serious suggestions, and I hope some of it can really be worked on. And it's not that I have just worked with educational institutions. I have published many, many papers. I have stopped, to be very, very frank, I have stopped participating in conferences. I have stopped participating in seminars because I don't think these seminars and conferences yield any fruitful result. Because most of the international and national conferences that I had been to, organized by good leading institutions, don't come up with anything new. There is one big queue of people, and they just spread people out according to the breakup of classrooms, and the faculty members are asked to read out the papers, and only the so-called leading professionals, they sit on stage, they talk something, and there is absolutely no common ground of exchange of ideas. And especially people who have really written some worthy papers, we have absolutely no room for that. So the first thing I think that very seriously Government of India must do is stop holding conferences and seminars and spending money just like that, like water. It doesn't come on trees. And because they don't yield any result except 1 or 2 discussions, I don't think any of it, and any of the member who has participated in such seminars and conferences even sits and reads those papers properly, except maybe 4 or 5 serious people who are really interested in doing something. See, people who are interested in doing something really serious in the education industry, they anyway do it, whether people like it or not, whether they have to go against the flow, they anyway do it. Whether some people are coming with them or people are not coming with them, they anyway do it. So, it's like that. And it's not 1 or 2 conferences. I have been to many, many conferences since the year I had registered for PhD, and since the year I had started participating in conferences. So I have seen all types of conferences. So, we must be very selective about holding conferences and seminars, and not that, it's not open for everyone. It's again, don't restrict it to only IITs can hold conferences, only IIMs can hold conferences, or only very leading institutions. No, even smaller colleges and institutions must hold conferences, but please change the style in which you hold conferences. It should yield some result. Invite people in batches, in smaller conferences, so that everyone sits in just one room. People read out all the papers. Give them time to read out the papers, not that 1 or 2 minutes and somebody just says something and just moves out of the room, or there is and the bell rings, and whoever is chairing the conference just gives some comments, and that's about it. Doesn't work like that. We need to change a lot of things, and perhaps we will have to scrap out all the rubbish that is there and start afresh. As far as these things are concerned, the very first thing is that I'm saying all these things so that, whatever I'm going to talk about the school system in India has some weight. It's just not that I have not seen education industry and out of blue I'm saying all these things. No, not at all. I have worked on NCERT project as well here, and I know the in and out. So, and I don't want to talk about certain things, in front of the camera, because people who know it, they know it. So I don't want to get into all that, and I don't want to trouble people, and I don't want to get into trouble myself. But there are certain general things that all who are working in the education industry must think about it very seriously. Not that we want to save our chairs and our jobs and our pay. That is why we are sitting there. That is absolute rubbish, because as educationists we must have enough courage to come out what is the truth in the education industry, and let's face it. So coming to the school education system in India, since today, wherever, even a small place like Bhopal, my God, when I talk to parents here, children who come to guidance, I never took so much of pressure when I was in school. Even my exam used to be there, and I never used to have tension whether I fail or I pass. I never had any tension on my face. Even if my parents used to shout, or my friends used to say, "Oh, look at her, she's smiling and she's laughing and she doesn't have any tension." I never feared exam, whether I failed or I passed. I never cared about it. So it was like that, and. So the thing is that instead of creating so much of pressure on children and parents, let's work it out very logically. And please understand, dear parents and dear teachers, that even if you call a child a Dumbo today, let's face it, okay, and this is a very harsh reality that some of the educationists will face in very near future. Children will stand against you today or tomorrow, and they will prove that they are way better than being Dumbos. So don't brand children. And I think CBSE has taken one very good step, that they are not allowing comparative statements from teachers, and even I believe they have banned terms like slow learners. Very good. That's a very, very good step, I must say, because this has been an observation over the years, that as soon, because I don't know, teachers have this habit of passing comparative statements. Oh, he's good, she's good, she's like that, this kid is like this, he's like that. We must understand that every kid is unique. Some children are hyperactive. Obviously, in such big classes, you tend to lose your patience, and you tend to become very acidic in your speech. All of these I can understand.